Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope everyone is staying healthy and safe today. We have a lot of things going on in the world, and I just want to let you know I'm praying for you all. Today, I want to talk about why legal relationships are going down the tubes. Within relationship to the narcissist. You see, it's quite simple. You have one part of this legal union that might be a narcissist that looks to ruin the other person taking part of this union. Then you have the legal system. That is likely filled with narcissists, looking to make as much money as they can from such a failed legal relationship. Yet you don't have too many people standing up saying, hey, this needs to be fixed. Now let's take a look at the narcissist in this entire thing. We know the narcissist is an opportunist. The narcissist is always scanning and looking for opportunities they can get easy money, lots of attention and narcissistic supply, and control over someone else. That is key. You see, narcissists can get a one-time shot of narcissistic supply. But what they crave and love is to get someone in a position they can't get out of, to where they have utter control over their life. This is why you find so many narcissists in upper management and they are in one company after the next. Because they love to have control, in that particular instance, over your ability to make money. And they know that if you had a real choice in the matter, you would just up and quit. But because you need that job, and they know you need that job, you stick around and deal with the mistreatment. This is why I say, do what you can to save. And I know it's hard to save during this problem we are going through. But once we get through it, do what you can to save and have money there for a rainy day. And that rainy day could be something like this. Or it could be you have a narcissist boss you want and need to get away from. But I'm sorry, I digress. Narcissists love to have constant daily control over your life. And this is where you not only see a narcissist spouse come into play, but judges, lawyers, and court clerks. You have to understand, people that are working in even the basic jobs in that industry. Part of the requirements is to be like a robot and not have emotion. Because they don't want someone that is working there that will spend their time talking over and over with one person. They want someone that can cut off their emotions, process the paperwork, put the stamp in the right place, give the instructions to the person that is going through the system and send them on their way. And when this person that they are giving instructions to, when they start to come apart, this person with the rubber stamp and paperwork must remain stone cold. So they don't oftentimes look to hire empaths for those types of jobs. And that's why you see what appears to be one narcissist after another in these types of places of work. I'm pretty sure when they are interviewing people for the job, part of the weeding out process are removing those from the pool of consideration. Is those that have too much of a heart and those that can't cut off their emotions. Now here's the thing. If positions like that are hiring people that can at best cut off their emotions, and at worst are narcissists that enjoy seeing others in a painful part of life, they go to work every day gaining narcissistic supply. Now I'm not saying everyone is like this. I'm pretty sure there are good people that work in such settings, that go home every day wondering if they can make it another day because they see so many people in emotional pain. But these people eventually leave. And they likely get replaced by people that can cut off their emotions and people that might actually deep down inside enjoy having power over another human being. Then we have the lawyers. Yes, I know. There are some. And I say the word some very carefully. There are some lawyers that do care about truth and justice. And all of that. And some work hard for their clients for free. Because they know what is right. But the truth is, there aren't many lawyers like that out there. A good amount. Again. Not all. But a good amount of lawyers in the family court system are the same as those that are known as ambulance chasers. They know the laws are messed up and they like it. Because that means they can drain the bank accounts and credit cards of people that don't have the money in reality. Just so they can see their son or their daughter. Those of you that know my story, you know my father went through this with my mother. And it ruined his life. And I look back now as a grown man. All he wanted to do was be in his son's lives. And it was ripping him apart. It's utterly insane. And the system likely knew what was going on even in our case. Though my mother was a super skillful liar. They just wanted the gear wheels to keep on turning to get more and more money out of the case. That's when my father's lawyer, I believe, advised him that he wouldn't win and to cut his losses. And that's what he did. I was told my father didn't love me. And that he didn't care by my mother. Yet my father would drive by the neighborhood. And watch us play for a few minutes while sitting in his car down the road. And then he would drive off. As a young boy. Because of the stories my mother would tell me. Seeing this made me afraid. But as a grown man, I now realize he was being ripped apart inside because he couldn't be a part of his son's life. Now in my situation, which I don't think is much different than many others out there. Yes. I know there are many variations. But I've heard others repeat what appears to be my story. But it's what they lived. Thousands of times. And because of that, I see it to be far too common. But you see, the narcissist parent in my life, which in my case was my mother, she was able to control the narrative, which was a complete and utter lie. And in the process ruined my brother's life. His life is an utter mess because of how we grew up. And mine was close to becoming a mess too. The problem is this evil machine has ground down so many families and ruined so many lives. Over and over and over again. So much so it's a running joke in our world culture. Oh, that person is going to get taken to the cleaners. Then you have to ask yourself, why is that even a thing? You see, my job growing up should have been just to be the best James I could be. Not being shuffled back and forth to court and being used in a plot to get control over another person's life. Though my father lost big. God rest his soul. My brother and I lost double big. And that's the point. We know the effects of growing up in such homes. Yet it's knowingly allowed to go on. I've said before. If you want to put a dent, not get rid of, but put a big old dent into narcissism inside the family unit. Make divorce and family court fair. And don't turn it into winner takes all. Turn it into everyone has a part where they have to be responsible. And watch narcissists start to flee from having kids and flee from signing these legal marriage contracts. Because there will be nothing for them to gain. Because we know. Narcissists hate responsibility. They can't stand it. But right now, using the family unit or entering into the family unit as a way to run a scam has been made far too easy. And it's been made far too easy. Because the courts and those that work for the courts get rich by letting such things take place. And because people aren't standing up and saying this needs to be changed. And those that profit off of the system aren't trying to do what's really true and right. You are seeing more and more people just opting out. And what's funny is, though family is supposed to be the cornerstone of society, right? You don't see anyone in the mainstream say, wait a minute. Marriage is down. Birth rates are down. People are struggling to find a life partner. What is going on here? And then look at the laws and say, hey, maybe it's time we look at these laws again and family court with a second eye. We have cases of paternity fraud right now as we speak going unchecked. And people that were scammed, either they are put in jail or they are forced to pay amounts of money they simply don't have for someone they aren't related to at all. You just can't make this up. So what does the narcissist do? They look at this situation as low-hanging fruit. Remember, the narcissist just like the great white shark. They like to hunt for prey that is going to be easy and that won't be able to damage the shark upon the shark's attack. So when the narcissist sees case after case of how easy it is to create a family and then run their family through the system to gain narcissistic supply and money and control over others' lives, they run right to it. You see, I do what I do because I don't want someone else to live like I lived. And I would hope there is enough people out there to say, wait a minute, this is wrong. I think it's great many people are trying to be helpful during the hard times we are going through now. But we have a hard time that has been going on silently for decades, and it's called the toxic family unit. Now look. No family is perfect. None. But there is a difference between a family with some troubles and a family with a narcissist or narcissists that are running the show. And because there has been no change made in how the laws work and how the court system operates, there are more and more people silently walking away. And they are doing it quietly because of the shaming. If you aren't married, or if you have no kids yet, you get shamed for not signing on the dotted line. You get told, you are just picking the wrong person. You are just paranoid. These are the people, in my opinion, that sit around with popcorn when they hear their neighbor or their close friend is getting a divorce. Narcissism is a weird thing, and narcissists will wait for the chance to watch someone go through family troubles so they can pretend to care and be the friend, while they are just soaking it all up. But because no changes have happened, more and more people have walked away. And more people will continue to do so. And it's sad. Because family is really a big part of our society. And when the family is weak, society has a lot of problems. What I ask you to do. YouTube parents crying in family court. You will see one parent after another crying because they can't see their son or daughter. You will see them tell the judge they don't have the thousands of dollars the court is asking for at that moment. And they are led away in handcuffs. Then after watching such videos, ask yourself, doesn't it seem reasonable so many people are saying no to such contracts? People are seeing the devastation firsthand. And even though they are shamed and mocked, they still say, nope, I'm not signing those contracts. Or nope, I'm not creating a family. And because of that is happening, the narcissist is winning. Because remember, the narcissist will drive a boat into a wall of rocks, if they think they will get supply from doing so. Marriages are drying up. But there are still people getting divorced and filing for custody as we speak. And that is enough fuel to keep the narcissists in the system going, and those that are using the family unit to get the supply and control they are looking for. But when do we stand up and say enough? Enough, enough, enough. This needs to be fixed now. And that would admit a big problem in this world. It's called narcissism. And it's because of narcissism many people are no longer having families and no longer signing legal contracts. Because time and time again, the narcissist uses both instances to ruin the other person's life. It's like clockwork. It happens again and again and again. I would love to ask a lawyer that gets rich on these failed relationships. What would they do if the laws were made more fair? And why not push for more fair treatment? I've seen a few offer their services for free. Because they noticed one parent was being run through the mill and they actually cared. Here's what I say. Lawyers can always make money. Instead of running people through the mill, they could be drawing up legal agreements between two people if they became something that could be counted on and not thrown out by the court. But too many of them like that fast money. And some of them like that narcissistic supply. People crying in their office. Some probably are hurt by it. Hence some do what they can without getting paid. but there are some that could care less. And they might even get some enjoyment from this person crying in front of them. And it's because of all of that. So many people are walking away. And it's easy to see the broken system. Again. So many people are walking away. Yet no one will admit wrong. And no one will fix the broken system. It's just narcissists draining as much supply as they can. Yet not enough people dare speak up and say this is wrong. Narcissists hide in families and use their families. And narcissists love the court system. And it's gotten so bad. People are abandoning both things in great numbers, and sadly there are those still caught in this vicious and ugly cycle. It's just a situation where you want to help, but you have to have more people to speak up to make a difference. Because trying to get a narcissist to fix a crooked system is something that we know doesn't work. They have to be made to fix the system by the majority speaking up and out. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know. Well, that's my rant on this topic for now. It's something I've been thinking about for a long time. I just wish more people would speak up and demand a change. With that said, I would like to know your thoughts on the matter. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to be a part of this channel's growth. And for those that are already subscribed and supporting, I appreciate each and every one of you. With that said, until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.